What's up, people? It's me. After a long time, I'm finally back. I'm trying to provide a video that some friends have been asking me. So really, this YouTube channel is mainly my friends, I guess. So I uploaded that to fulfill this desire. I made a video of me talking to girls in real life with a hidden camera. It didn't go so well, actually, so I got a lot of rejections, and the one I'm presenting you is the best I got. They were at least interested in a conversation with me. It didn't lead anywhere, but I think I can still present some conversation tricks and make some points about attraction that you can pick up from that video, hope. So, alright, the first thing is that in a conversations, not just with girls, but with human beings in general, I think this is difficult to understand. People are very rational and analytical. Also, why they're so weird to talk to. They keep just attention to the facts that get exchanged information, like the weather or where you're going or whatever. Actually, in this conversation, this was mainly about facts. But what is way more interesting is the emotion or the intention that you're communicating. So, for example, if you go to a chick and you tell her that you're actually nervous right now talking to her, which I do all the time because it's just the truth. I mean, I get nervous around girls and meeting new peoples in general. So I would just tell them how I feel in that exact moment, and I got like amazing social feedback from that. And the intentions you're communicating. In a social interaction, there's always like a sub-communication going on, which is more like an emotional thing than the fact. This means also that the things you say are really not that important, in my opinion, because it's more about why you say it and not what you say. That being conversation starter, what can you use? Simple hi is okay. In this example, I started the conversation about something I was just interested in. So I said, like, you speak English? In French. That was obviously relevant to me because I want to make this video in English. And so I made the conversation switch to English as soon as possible. They ended up to be German. Sorry for my international audience, but I will try to make some subtitles, even though I have no clue about video editing. But maybe I'll manage to do that. All right. The second thing is that, yeah, so you can see, which is a very basic conversation trick, and it's not even my invention, honestly. You can read that in a lot of books, is that you make statements instead of questions. So, for example, instead of asking where you're from, you say, hey, I think you're German, which I did in this interaction. And if you just put yourself into the situation where you ask yourself, okay, imagine somebody comes up to you and says, hey, I think you're German, and it's actually correct. Then you would be fucking surprised how the guy knows this about you, and you would probably want to know why he's thinking that. If it's not the case, you would probably still be interested in knowing why do people think that, so you have a common conversation ground. Another example I did today, this was actually really funny. So I met a red hair guy a couple of weeks ago in Marseille, and he had red hair, so Irish guy. And I called him a ginger, which he was hugely offended by, and he refused to talk to me after that. And I was like, well, okay, dude, good night. And today I met a woman who was red-haired. I had no romantic interest in her, but I talked about that with her, like, hey, are you offended if I call you Ginger? So it just, you can make these assumptions or statements about people and then qualify them. And I actually made her a later compliment because it was actually great. She had very thick hair and like a lot of it, so looked pretty amazing. And you can just then continue with something. So what I said, for example, is like, oh, I remember this movie, the Perfume. I'm not sure if it's correct in English. The main actor was red-haired as well. She was really attractive too. So which is kind of a compliment. And that's just like how you can decent conversation going. The second thing is that you really don't need to be perfect in social interactions or talking with chicks. For example, in this interaction, you can see that I told them after 1 minute that I got kicked out of university because of some sexual statements, which you can see on my YouTube channel for details. And yeah, I mean, I tell them stupid shit all the time. So I was talking to an 80-year-old woman, and she's a friend of my grandma, and I had like a very sick thought in my head about like how it would be if I put my dick into her mouth. It's just like these thoughts where you're like, dude, like why the fuck do you think that? And I actually spoke it out, so I told her, and well, she was reacting quite negatively. So she said she thinks it would be fucking disgusting. And for me, it would be the same, actually. So you can say a lot of stupid shit. We had an amazing conversation afterwards about social issues on sexuality in her generation. I think she's like born in the 30s or something. And she explained to me that the pill for the anti-baby pill was invented in the 60s. They didn't have so many opportunities to how you say that in English. I have no clue. You know what I mean? Prevention for pregnancy. All right. So yeah, the point was here. Maybe don't go to 80-year-old women and tell them you want to put their dick in their mouth, but you can say a lot of stupid shit and have amazing conversation afterward. Now you can see the whole video. It wasn't very successful. What I wanted to say as well is that with these girls, they seem to be interested in the conversation, and the only thing I could do, because they want to move, would be to try to make a move on them, to like kiss them or something like that. But I was way too shy. It was like midday in France, and you can also see in the beginning of the conversation I start stumbling, so I'm like da, 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 da. And that's obviously not a very good thing to do if you're insecure around women. That usually turns them off. But yeah, I'm not perfect, I'm not 100% confident, and in this situation I didn't make the move, but started stumbling and then just talked about my YouTube channel or something. Just so you know, in general, I try to push myself. If I'm out with a girl and I'm scared to kiss them, I just try to do it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I think it's a better thing to try and to get a no. She doesn't like it, and then you can still even kiss her later on. So it happens on several occasions with me as well. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this pickup video, so me talking to a girl in public. And yeah, we'll try to make some more content in the upcoming weeks. Stay tuned. Bye.
Ja, okay, dann können wir auch Deutsch reden. Ist ein bisschen direkt, aber ich fand es süß, wollte ich kennenlernen.
Wir sind nur heute hier, wir fahren nachher weiter.
Wann fahrt ihr? Morgen oder was?
Nee, heute noch.
Ah, okay, scheiße.
Ja.
Dann haben wir, wann fährst du denn?
Wir wollten gerade zum Bus zurücklaufen.
Okay, ja, super schade. Dazu, ist ein bisschen merkwürdig, aber ich mache tatsächlich gerade ein Video für YouTube, mein Kameramann steht hinter dir. Es ist okay für euch, wenn ich das Video benutze? Man kann das wahrscheinlich jetzt eh nicht groß darauf erkennen.
Was für ein Video?
Ich habe so einen YouTube-Kanal, das ist ein Dating-Advice für Typen.
Ja.
Ich denen halt beibringe, so kannst du Frauen ansprechen. Aber ich mache keine Manipulationsscheiße oder so. Ich bin halt einfach ehrlich, oder das ist jedenfalls meine Strategie.
Ja.
Und wenn ihr das supportet, wäre natürlich cool. Dann kannst du nutzen. Ja? Cool, okay.
Wie heißt du? Dann können wir es sagen.
Okay, ich kann einen YouTube-Channel geben. Aber er ist nicht besonders famous. Ich habe 54 Follower. Nur. Aber ich habe auch nur 3 Videos. Es kommt schon auf. Vielleicht habe ich in 5 Jahren Millionen Follower und dann bin ich super fame.
Hier kann ich hinschreiben.
Okay. Honest. Okay, ein paar Videos sind ein bisschen kontrovers. Ihr könnt es euch ja anschauen. Ich habe bei dem letzten gesagt, dass ich mit der Frau von meinem Professor geredet habe und ich habe ihr gesagt, dass ich eine Sexualfantasie mit ihr hatte. Und dann haben die mich aus der Uni rausgeschmissen. Aber ja, so ist das Leben. Hab mich gefreut. Wohin geht's bei euch nach Deutschland? Ja? Ja, welche Stadt?
Friedrichshafen.
Friedrichshafen? Auch voll schön, okay. Ja, dann gute Reise euch. Ciao, ciao. Ciao.